Pope's Day in New York. 13 swift hours of prayer and action begins in the crisp October morning at Kennedy Airport. After a 24-mile drive through the streets of New York, the papal motorcade reaches its first stop, St. Patrick's Cathedral. Crowds line the sidewalks 50 deep. The Pontiff's mission of peace is, of course, the first visit of any pope to the Western Hemisphere. But he had come to the United States twice before, on a pleasure trip in 1951 and on a diplomatic assignment in 1960. Inside the cathedral, the congregation bursts into applause, a demonstration startling to Americans, but quite common in Rome. He offers a prayer of thanksgiving for his safe journey. Now, those assembled within and those listening outside receive the Holy Father's blessing, given in Latin.
Benedicat vos omnipotens Deus, Pater, et Filius, et Spiritus Sanctus.
By the time Pope Paul leaves the city, he will have been seen by more than 4 million people. All of New York's police force are on duty today, but the throngs are orderly. Pope Paul and President Johnson emerged from a meeting in which they discussed the need for world peace, for education, and for an end to poverty and disease. Mr. Johnson says the whole world is indebted to His Holiness for the sacrifices he has made in his global journeys in the quest for peace. The United Nations is the highlight and indeed the whole reason for this day in New York. The Pontiff is greeted by Secretary General U Thant. All of the 117 delegations, except that of Albania, are gathered at the General Assembly to hear the message of peace he had come so far to deliver.
Nous faisons nôtre aussi la voix des pauvres, des déshérités, des malheureux, de ceux qui aspirent.
Speaking in French, the Pontiff says that the peoples of the earth turn to the United Nations as the last hope of concord and peace.
Les peuples se tournent vers les Nations Unies comme vers l'ultime espoir de la concorde et de la paix. Nous osons apporter ici, avec le nôtre, leur tribut d'honneur et d'espérance.
At night, he comes to Yankee Stadium. "90,000 people braved the chilly winds to attend the first papal mass held on this side of the world. United Nations children, 2 from each of the 6 continents, receive communion. most stunning contrast to the tumult is the brooding Pietà of Michelangelo in the Vatican Pavilion, which draws the Pope to the World's Fair. The statue is the Pope's own, as he had lent it from St. Peter's to the pavilion. This is the Pope's last stop before returning to Rome. He will go directly from his plane to the Ecumenical Council. However effective Pope Paul's appeal will be to those bent on violence, it stirred the conscience of man during his day in New York.